Hi, I'm Njol, and I have some thoughts in regards to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And that is, I love messing around in this great open world full of silly quests and over-the-top NPCs. It truly makes the world come alive, and the tasks given seldom include specific guidelines, which makes it tricky to figure out at times. And that is actually a good thing. I love being able to glue together some simple pieces in bizarre combinations. Said objects can be used strategically as well. At one point I snuck up on a dragon hydra thing by pushing a wall in front of me, and there are pieces of a sharp pain implements to equip as well. That being said, the additional vehicles are fun, but the starting battery life sucks, and apart from the gumball machine are randomized. Wings and such have limited lifespan, making flight time on them painfully short. And the only way to descend is by hitting the ground running. Flying contraptions go in whatever direction the thrust takes me, and have very limited mobility. They're also way too slow, making it more practical to use a horse, which may or may not get stuck navigating uncharted wilderness. The mule is very picky about where it wants to go. To make it slightly more annoying, the only way to safely turn on any contraption is by a control mechanism or impact, which might hurt the material in question, especially wood. So generally you just throw a hot pepper or something at the surface, and the machine starts automatically. Speaking of riding the hay mobile, horses are the only beings that can be registered and collected from anywhere in the world at a stable, and that is a bit sad. I'd love more mount variety. Cycling through a row of items is just tedious since there's no way to bookmark specific ones. The closest is the ability to put the most used ones at the front. A real shame since so many inventory items can be used to great effect. So such a humble puff shroom that bursts into smoke covers, making it easy to strike people in the back. Increasing inventory slots is also very slow and painful, since there is no bulk option. On that note, there exists no storage chest anywhere, and I cannot get more than a bundle of arrows at any location, 10 at the most, and sometimes 5 and often 1. Ironically enough though, I can deliver a whole load of the items needed to upgrade the battery robot, and it will gladly give me the maximum amount of upgrades I can carry and turn in, without an elaborate dance or a goddess prayer. Want one more heart? That takes 3 minutes. Want 5 more battery? Well, you have the resources needed. Here. Bum 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 bum, done. You have now 5 slots, so it is clearly capable of that. Climbing is still a dick to do and is painfully slow, clumsy and not even remotely fun to deal with. It drains stamina way too fast, and even with the right clothes it's painfully slow. Add some rain on and it gets worse. And sure, there is a potion or a clothes to stick to wet surfaces, but it's still a tedium to climb. Normally I would complain about durability, but at least things can be fixed and upgraded by feeding them to an Octorok with a stone on top right outside the Gerudo village. But the durability is still pitiful and problematic, and a pain. Oh, and now I'm back to the building again. While it can be a bit tedious, combining planks to make bridges and other weird contraption makes perfect sense and is very fun and can be used in almost interesting ways. The one new ability I really enjoy is the one where I dive through surfaces above me, since all I have to do is find the cave under the mountain and swim straight through the top in a minute flat. Even though it is also fun to just put lasers on a machine and let it run into enemy camp and fry everything. Other than these my deadly machines, combat is the same thing really. Timing dodges, nailing a parry, freezing an enemy to take a decent picture and smash them. And the newest addition is really just to fuse body parts onto your weapon to improve its stats. So if you take one sword and fuse it with another sword, you get a bigger sword with better stats. That said, the amount of instant death instances make me seriously question how much life is worth upgrading after all. Also, on that note, while wiping out camps is a fun pastime, the rewards are pitiful, since virtually all chests I've come across contains 5 arrows or low-level junk. And the layouts of the controls can be a bit odd, all things considered, since run and jump is both relegated to Y and B. It makes running jump a bit uncomfortable. And that said, the story temples are so much more fun than those pesky divine beasts from previous titles, but they are a bit lackluster to all the Zelda titles. So really they should have put in a couple of more trail temples. That's way more interesting than what they currently have. And lastly, I have to say that the music is frankly bad and boring all of the time, made even more painfully by the obvious exclusion of a volume slider. And performance-wise, it has a mostly consistent 30 frames per second, and it's nothing to write home about. It is fun, yes. It is annoying, no doubt about that. Do I recommend it? Certainly. However, there are many minor issues I would like to be addressed. On a positive note though, NPCs are fun with so many unexpected encounters and quests. And there's also a plethora of snazzy armors and outfits to unlock. And I will definitely make a Link cosplay soon. Anyhow, I'm Njol, I'm signing out, like and subscribe, and yeah. I like Zelda, but I also got incredibly annoyed traversing the world, as you might have noticed.